what is your physical condition called?
I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've been misdiagnosed.
The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pain Management Podcast. I'm one of the co-hosts here. My name is Roderick McDaniel. Most of you know me as Coach Silky because I refuse to go by anything else on Instagram. And I'm here once again in the support role to the greatest host of a podcast ever, Mr. Jimmy Moynihan.
Oh, thanks. But I think the same about you.
Guns. I'll finger gun you for this one. And this is a special episode because, one, Jimmy is in control of always giving us special episodes. We have not one, but we're bringing you two dope-ass guests today because Jimmy is pioneering, and I love this shit. Yeah. I'm hyped about this. This is dope. All right. So I'm going to introduce one guest. Jimmy, you're going to introduce the other one.
Sure.
Okay. Coach, the guest it'll be my right. I don't know where the camera sees you, but she's to my right. And she's one of the dopest people I know, and she's probably one of the hardest working writers I know. And she's still in the game, and she's also rare in Austin because she's a black female comic, Miss Jemischa Albo.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate that. It's a great intro.
So rare, a unicorn in
I'm
comedy.
black. Here we are.
I'm black. Here's my claim to fame. I'm black in Austin. And Jimmy, you bring up the next guest.
Yeah, and our next guest is all the way from Sweden, and it's Vidar Lunde, right? Lunde?
I mean, you're gonna butcher it anyway, so
Yeah.
let's go for Lunde.
Wait, so how do you pronounce it?
Is it Lunde?
Okay, Vidar Lunde.
Lunde. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I said.
I got it.
That's not what you
You
said.
put a little bit more Texas on it. There was a Lunde on there, but I'm like Lunde.
Yeah, fucking
Okay.
works, man.
Well, thank you
dude,
guys
that's
for joining us today.
Yeah.
As you guys know, I think this is a mental health podcast, so we talk a lot about obviously mental health. We start a lot of the times with like diagnosis. So, Jemischa, do you have mental health diagnosis?
I do. I have a few. Outside of depression and anxiety, I also have OCD. I have a really bad like skin picking and hair pulling situation. That I was diagnosed with what my psychiatrist said was mild to moderate autism back in October.
Really?
And so, yeah, that depression and anxiety. Also ADD, which is being unmanaged. All of these things are being unmanaged right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you won the lottery of all the issues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Abundance.
Abundance, yes.
When you say managed, you mean just not like
Yeah, so I mean, when I got these diagnoses, diagnosi? Okay. This was actually, it was back in October. And I actually went through a treatment called TMS. Do you know what TMS stands for? For those of you who don't know, it stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. And it's this situation where you have to go to this office every day. It's like a doctor's office. And they measure your head and put like a fitted skull cap on you. They take measurements for this machine that's they call it tapping. It's gonna tap your head like once every maybe 20 seconds, or it does it every second, and it's supposed to target different, channels in your brain to make you not sad.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I did that every day. It's like a half-hour session for 3 months. I went through that because I was in a situation over the summer where, like, I've struggled with depression my whole life, but I literally couldn't get out of bed, didn't want to go to work, and I live alone and I support myself. So I was like, okay, something's gotta give. I've got to figure it out. And so I took some time off of work, took some time off of comedy, and I got my blood drawn, and these were like, I've never gotten my blood drawn like for a purpose before. So that results that I got were pretty eye opening. And I was very like vitamin D deficient, which I didn't really know was an issue until the day that I got the results. So like, I think there's a scale. I'm not sure what the measurement is, but appropriate vitamin D levels are like from 30 to 100 on whatever they measure it on. And I came at a 6, which was a little bit surprising and also concerning. So my doctor put me on like a mega supplement of vitamin D. It was like 150,000, they call it IUs or units, a week. I took it once a week for 3 months. And that's really helped me in terms of trying to like manage the rest of what I'm going through. Because before I just like couldn't get out of bed and none of it was being managed. But now I'm on a better path to hopefully getting it managed.
I have the vitamin D deficiency. But
do you? Yeah. They say black people get it because we don't.
Our skin doesn't process the sun the same way yours does.
Actually, like in Sweden, that's like a real problem because we have so much less summer.
Yes.
So a lot of people of color and I don't know, just not white get like seasonal depression.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea how big of a deal it was until recently, and so
what you gave up to not get sunburned.
I know.
But you're gonna be sad when winter shows up.
I mean, I guess there are disadvantages of being black.
I have several. No jump shot, and I have vitamin D deficiency.
I want to ask. So, when you got the TMS treatments, were they effective?
So I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, the vitamin D was probably more effective to me than the TMS treatment. But what I do know is like before I went in, I took the time off that I did because like I was really struggling with suicidal thoughts. And I didn't start dealing with suicidal thoughts until I moved here. So depression I've had all my life, but specifically when I moved here a few months after I got here, just for some reason they started. And so for the last couple of years, I've been dealing with that. But then like when you have suicidal thoughts and then you don't want to get out of bed, it's like, okay, well, I might as well just like fucking die here. Well, maybe not. That was sad.
No, we do say it.
That was sad.
No, we say sad stuff here. It's fine. You know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't struggled with them since the treatment, so I think that's good.
Yeah.
But I really credit the mega supplement of vitamin D.
Wow.
I think
it really benefits to get your blood drawn and see what's going on.
It does. Yeah.
Do they still make you go outside for at least 15 minutes a day?
So the outside thing is tough because you would think moving here because of how the sunlight is, I'd be getting a lot more. But the sun's so bright here, like I break out in heat rash. I can't be outside too long. So during the summer, I've got to be in long sleeves. Like sun cannot touch my skin here.
Wow.
Otherwise, it's an issue. So it makes sense that the last 2 years I've dipped in vitamin D because now I'm just like, I'm from Maryland. It's, they have summer there, but it's not nearly as intense as
here it's just we're going to kill you.
Yeah, it's just you can't even look like I'm constantly looking at the ground because I just can't look straight because the sun is just
it's wild. Yeah, if anyone's never been to Austin, the summers are unbearable.
You don't
I
think
mean, like the weather right now is as hot as it ever gets in Sweden.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, like I would.
This is it. What we're dealing with today would be as hot as it's going to get.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm fucking dying out here now.
Yeah. Sweden sounds like heaven. That's what all I heard. You don't have a lot of black people, so I'm already going to be rare. And, and I already got vitamin D deficiency. This sounds like my country. These are my people.
It could be great. Yeah, you got great knives. And
great knives.
Very versatile.
I like how you snuck that in there.
Knives.
They have great knives.
So,
chocolate.
So Vidar, what?
No.
Oh,
no
not
chocolate?
the chocolate thing.
Not the chocolate. Okay,
No.
not Swedish chocolate.
That's Swiss.
Is that Swiss?
Swiss.
Oh, Swiss. Oh, shit.
That's
Every
for Switzerland.
fucking
Yeah.
time.
There's no Sweden army knives.
No, man. Fucking knife.
That's
too,
the Swiss
man.
Army knife.
I may
Fuck
just be
you,
finding out now that Switzerland and Sweden are two different countries.
Yeah, I think I'm just finding that too. That's why
Okay,
we're
now
comics.
now you're gonna make me go look it up because now I'm trying to figure out which one was the Sound of Music. What was that one?
Oh yeah, was that you
that was
guys?
the Swiss Alps, wasn't it?
Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. I think that was the Swiss
Swiss,
Alps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even
Yeah.
that's Switzerland. Damn, sweet. You know what
No.
Sweden does have?
Cheese.
Badass white
Oh,
girls.
wait, that's Swiss.
This
They,
is
have,
Swiss,
they,
come
they got
on.
some badass white girls. They
Do
do
they?
have some fine ass white girls in Sweden. I will
Oh,
say
hell
that.
yeah.
So how?
We got the.
Yeah, y'all locked the white girl gene is
Yeah.
locked up in
We
Sweden.
locked it in, man.
Yeah, they clocked in on that one. I know that for a fact.
They like don't eat. That's perfect.
Yeah, look, man, I need a girl that knows what fried chicken is. I want a thick Sweden girl. So if you know somebody,
I
tell
don't
her to
even
call
know
me.
if I've seen that before. Does
Me
that
neither.
exist?
I
A
don't
thick
know.
Sweden girl?
I mean, we have them, but like.
They're
not
about to
like
die.
here.
Oh,
Not
they're
like-
not thick like
No.
you.
No.
See, their thick will
Yeah.
be like.
125 at best.
Yeah, that's a Bethany here.
Yeah.
They're thinking Sweden girls are Bethany at UT. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a holla at her still.
I love it. I love a thick gal. Okay, so what are your diagnoses? Do you have any?
Well, obviously something, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought that was for attention.
Yeah,
I thought you were a prop
get
comic.
attention, whore.
Those are more
Comic, yeah.
physical.
Yeah,
Just have it for material.
yeah.
It's just for the bit.
So dumb, but
Commitment.
with
I love the commitment.
mental diagnosis, do you suffer depression?
Like, I've never been diagnosed with anything, and for me, like, it's kind of weird. Like, I have had like suicidal thoughts and a lot of stuff like that, but I've always like kind of forced myself to be happy. Like for me, I have always thought like, okay, either I can like be sad about like my situation in life. I got dealt some shitty cards,
Yeah.
so either I can lean into that, or I can say, fuck it, I'm gonna try to be happy anyways, do what I want to do. And also, it's kind of fucking hard to do suicide. For me.
Right. Yeah, you would need
Right?
some help.
Hell yeah, and you know, it's more challenging than you think to ask your brother to shoot your head off.
Yeah.
So
You don't have my brother.
To really talk him into it.
It's your brother
So what-
Suge Knight.
My brother. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, him and the Pope. Oh, that was before. That was before we started rolling.
Yeah.
So what is your physical condition called?
I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've been misdiagnosed.
No, it's called spinal muscular dystrophy, and I have type 2. You can have anything from type 1 to type 4. Type 1 is like the worst. If you get type 1, you're gonna die like within the first 5 years. If you get like type 4, the least serious one, you probably won't even notice you have something until you're like 20 or something. Then you're gonna like start to like limp maybe, and basically you're just a little bit weaker than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I have kind of like the middle version, type 2. With my condition, you either die young, or if you live to become an adult, you should live kind of a long life.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm still here, so.
You already beat the odds, brother.
I already beat the odds, and so I'm gonna be at least at least 27.
Yeah. He said 27. He's like, leave. Hey, look, that's when all the greats leave, bro. That's what I'm just. If you got to go out like Jesus made it to 33, get to 33 at least.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's do one more year.
Okay, 34. Just so you can say, outlived you, punk. Just say that. Dude, I like that, man, but that's wild. Type 2 really doesn't have that long of a. It's like you're one or the other.
Yeah, because like most people with my condition, since my like lung capacity, I only have like 20% of a normal lung capacity.
Whoa.
Yeah. So when I get like, if you get sick and get pneumonia, a lot of people when they're young they die from that. So there's a lot of kids with my condition who die from pneumonia.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had pneumonia like 15 times, 20 times, I think, in my life.
Yeah. I've had at least 3, and I remember one was this lung closed. This one was partially about to close. And that's why when he's saying 20% lung capacity, that was enough to get me hospitalized. And that's what he's walking around with.
Every day.
That's crazy. Because that took me out, man. And you don't even think about it. I would cough, and there's chunks of my lung and congeal were just coming out with the cough.
Oh my God.
And so, it was like this lung, when they went in and did the x-ray, it was like this lung was full. It was closing. And I'm walking around. Like the day I went to the hospital, I had just done a 2-mile walk that morning.
Oh,
getting a workout in, and then I went, I coughed, and that came out. And then I remember getting dizzy and about to pass out, and I called my mom and said, hey, you got to come get me. Something's wrong. And then the people next to me said, what's the matter? I just coughed this out. So that person was there. They had, like, we were having a picnic. They gave me like a sandwich bag through that part of, we don't know what just came out of it. They threw it in the sandwich bag, took me to the hospital, and that was when they were like, bro, you have walking pneumonia. And I went, what the hell is that? And that's, and they did the lung test on me. And
have you ever gotten walking pneumonia?
He got a case of rolling, if anything. But okay, bro. But it took me out.
Yeah.
That 20% is the line that messed me up. I know what that is.
That's scary. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're always operating at 20. Wow.
Yeah.
And you're you're a comedian.
That's such a fucking bad joke.
I'm sorry. So I saw you the first time at, oh my God, there's this show at, I don't even think I said hi because I just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, just a
But
fucking
it was
dipshit.
this place called Show Pony. It's part of Jackalope.
I know the Show Pony. I love that show, though, man.
All right.
Isabella.
Yes, Isabella.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it can be bad sometimes.
Yes, it can.
Yeah,
be rough.
it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I was digging your jokes, and the crowd sucks. You can get a good crowd, but anyway, and then we played poker, and just you're so funny. We got 2 funny comics on tonight.
We lucked out today, man. We killed it.
But obviously, I always think it's cool when people, whether it's depression or ADD, or ADHD, or whatever, PTSD, it's funny how we all just are drawn to comedy.
Oh,
Yeah, but I think
absolutely.
it's like, for me, comedy has always been like almost therapy.
Yeah.
Like you forced yourself to like bring up stuff that you either are insecure about or that you are like trauma, and then you have to like look at it from outside and try to find something funny about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you kind of like have to work through everything
Mm-hmm.
to. So I think for me it's been like almost like my confidence after I started doing stand up is like way better.
Mm-hmm.
Like now I'm comfortable with myself.
Wow.
I'm confident. Like I always looked confident, but when I was younger I was faking it.
Yeah.
Like if you ask my friends, they were he's fucking confident as shit, man.
Yeah.
I was not
faking it.
just faking it to make it.
Yeah, and sometimes that is helpful, you know, but you can only do it for so long before it wears you down.
Yeah.
So comedy kind of changed that. Huh?
Yeah, I think for me it's like, I don't know, like when I make jokes about, I don't know, people talking to me like I'm a baby, that actually happens like
Right.
at least a couple of times a month.
Jesus.
People like assuming I'm retarded
Right.
and then talk to me like a baby. And of course that's like fucking annoying as shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But making jokes out of it
Yeah.
makes it like easier to handle, and
Yeah.
now I have like fucking funny jokes from it instead.
Amazing.
And now, yeah, and everything now when something shitty like that happens, I'm like, okay, nice. I got material now.
Yeah, in the back of your head.
Yeah.
You know, that's always in the back of my head too. It's like, this is sad right now, but I might be able to.
Yeah.
You're notorious for that because I've heard your set where you talk about being adopted
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're the black kid in a white family.
I'm a black kid in a Mexican family, but they're more on the white side of it's like almost like a Taco Bell Mexican,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
they're Mexican but can't speak any Spanish. My grandmother speaks Spanish, but yeah, I'm the only black person
All
in
right.
the family. Yeah.
That's and I've heard your sets about it. And you take these things where it's like,
Yeah,
let's talk about
real
this thing I grew up
serious.
with that that's troubling for some people, and I'm gonna tell you some funny stories about it,
Yeah.
and you do it really well.
Yeah,
Thank
you
I
really do.
appreciate it.
You're great at capturing, talking about real shit in your life, which is admirable.
Thank you.
Which I love.
Thank you.
And so, what is your relationship with like mental health and comedy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does your depression or your diagnosis kind of go along with comedy?
So, well, it's funny because like I started comedy before the diagnosis, right? Like so the things that I mentioned, the OCD, the ADD, the autism, you know, I found out about that in October. That was I don't know what 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
Comedy, I've been in comedy for 3 years. I don't know why I get on stage. I've got no idea, because when I get off, I'm just like, I want to go home. Get me the fuck out of here. I'm good.
You are a true comic. I don't know any comics hardly that want to hang out. Like you and I have to force ourselves out of the house.
Force
Yeah.
myself out of the house. If I don't have a show, it's hard for me to
Yes.
go to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I will be inside.
All my cool shit's at my house. I don't want to be out here with everybody. I can't watch Netflix and play video games at the same time in the back of the club. I want to go home and do this.
Yeah. And I've been trying harder to like not be that way lately, because the first couple of months of the year I took off, and then I was like, okay, let's get back in the game. Let's start doing spots. Let's, work the circuit. And let's like try to interact with people. Like, so then my go-to move now is that I'll just like sit by myself in the courtyard here and then wait for a circle to form around me.
you, yeah.
Which very quickly it will. I'll be
It
like, I
does,
just
yeah.
want to sit alone. And then all of a sudden there's like 10 people
Yeah,
around
no,
me.
people will circle. And
This
then,
is
Yeah.
the best place to do that.
Oh yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know how many times you and Jimmy and I run into each other sitting there like, what are you doing? I forced myself out the house. Me too.
Yeah.
So we would come here and we'd sit on the patio and we'll be sitting in the corner like, well, I guess we're just going to be two lonely boys over here in the corner. And the group
Absolutely.
always forms on us. And I'm like, well, I
And
guess
it's
we're going to be
fine.
two social lonely boys over here.
it's fine. And then I tell myself I don't have to say anything. Like last night, I was just not feeling it. But I wanted to be around people.
Yeah.
And I was zoning out of conversations. People were talking. I was just nodding.
Yeah.
And but it was like I remind myself I don't have to say shit. No one. I don't. There's no pressure to be entertaining or anything.
no.
Do you guys feel that pressure ever?
I mean, it depends on what situation. Like, I mean, when I'm doing like fucking, I don't know, TV or something, and like, and I'm supposed to represent being a comic.
Yeah,
You have the pressure,
you got to be funny.
but like here, I don't think.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't think so.
Yeah.
I had to learn to turn it off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I worked in corporate for a long time, at Electronic Arts. And
You got
my
it.
boss was hip to the fact that I did stand-up comedy, and she came to me one day and she said, when do you turn it off? And I went, what do you mean? She went, when do you get to turn it off? And I was like, I don't really get to do it. And she was the one, like I'd say 2016, she would set me up these lunches. If I didn't want to leave and I'd be at my desk, she had a sign made that they would put at my desk. When I had to go to lunch, that meant you could not come to my desk and talk to me, bother me. Don't come, he's on lunch. I'm going to go hear some jokes and talk fun. No. When I'm in that thing, I would have to wear these headphones. And she said, put your headphones on. You're going to keep the sign on your desk. My boss regulated me turning it off. And then in 2016, I was like, this is what normal people do. Y'all don't have to be on all the time. But she was the one that had the foresight to make me turn it off. But before that, I didn't know how to turn that shit off. I was like, oh, it's a crowd. I got to be on. I got to be the life of the party.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's you just feel like, well, for me, it's like my self-worth comes from me being funny. So I feel like if I'm not funny, I have nothing to offer.
What do I have to offer? Yeah.
Which is not true. It's, it's just that's not true.
Yeah.
But I feel like that. And then, so like, I mean, I struggle at day jobs because I say inappropriate things and I get talked to.
I know everybody in HR at EA. Let's just say that. Everybody in the HR at EA at Electronic Arts knows my name and my comedy.
Yeah.
I'm notorious. So in fact, I introduce myself to HR when they get a new person. I'll be, hi, I'm Roderick. We'll be meeting.
Yes. We'll be
I'm going to
talking
say something at the
soon.
Christmas party, just let you know.
Yeah.
You work at HEB now, right?
I do work at HEB.
And what is that? You said people do know you do stand-up, right?
Yeah, they do. I don't, I have like the opposite problem of you guys maybe because I have more trouble turning it on than I do turning it off.
Okay.
I'd rather, I've got to, I don't know. But yeah, I work at HEB. I manage a department. I manage people. So HEB has a lot of really big Kill Tony fans. So my first appearance on Kill Tony was before I started working at HEB. And it was a pretty significant appearance. So when I started there, I assistant managed a curbside department. Like different people would recognize me, whether it be like customers or, Favor is owned by HEB. So Favor drivers coming to pick up and deliver groceries, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, are you Jemischa Albo?" And it's like, who the, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm in the Kill Tony Discord, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, shit.
Yeah.
But then now, like, there's, really big fans that work for HEB. So I've been at 5 different locations now, and I've been there less than 2 years. They move you around a lot when you're a manager.
Yeah.
So every store I go to, there's at least somebody who's like, oh, I've seen you. And so it can be a little bit uncomfortable because the jokes that are out on the internet are, I'm a pretty unfiltered comic. Like off stage I'm pretty cool, calm, and collected, but on stage I talk about a lot of raunchy shit, and so it can be really hard to transition between like putting on a manager cap and being like, oh man, you got to wear your name tag today, like, and then going on stage and talking about my pussy or like talking about something that's like it's just two completely different. So that the first episode I was ever on was really viral, and so people know me from that. But then I got the opportunity to, I challenged Hans for his regular ship like a year and some change ago.
Oh, wow.
So then people like know me from that. And,
suck around.
Everybody was putting it on Hans when y'all went for it over. Hans was a champion fighter, fight for his life every week. Sadman Rick came after you came after. And then Hans started looking like he had PTSD.
That poor thing. Oh my God.
Hans nailed. If you ever look at him, he looks shell shocked all the time. He's just like, who's coming for me? Like Hans' life. That's what's coming for you.
And he didn't know like until the moments before it happened that I was going to be the one going against him. It was very wild. But anyway, people will know me from that, or like I am open about the fact that I'm a comedian because I'm pretty set on like being who I am and like living into that truth or whatever females are saying nowadays. And living my
whatever
truth
the trend is this week.
So people will know me from that, and it can be uncomfortable, but I just gotta kind of stick through it and keep pushing. But I am in a stage now where it's like it's so hard to just not be a comic at work. Like I'm such a piece of shit on the inside. Like it's like I'm such a piece of shit.
We all are. We're the nicest pieces of shit you will ever meet in this business.
And I'm at the point where I'm like looking for anything to be funny. So I asked somebody to like mop our cooler the other day, right? And he's done mopping the cooler. It's all clean. The mop water, he's like, oh my God, the mop water's so black. I've never seen mop water like this before. And I'm like, yeah, that's blacker than me. And he just like looks at me and I'm like, whatever. It got a laugh in the distance though. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah, you know, that's that look where he said, should I turn her in?
Should I? Go ahead. I don't really care.
I don't even know if I can.
They ain't gonna fire me.
I love it when they don't expect it coming from, at work.
Yeah.
That's you really get them.
Yeah.
That's where I got in trouble because I did customer service on the phone, and I had a guy call me one time. It was about a Madden, which I hate that game with I hate the Madden players and fans. Okay, I'm gonna just say that I want all the smoke. Screw all you guys. Okay. Here's why: because they're the whiniest grown men you will meet when something goes wrong. And then they call me, and this guy was on a phone call, and he was like, well, I don't think it's fair that my friends got this card that y'all accidentally gave out and I didn't get it. So I want you to give it to me. And I was like, you're talking to, and at the time I think I said, you're talking to a 42-year-old black man living in the South about fairness. I want you to take a second and think if you think my life's been fair. Let's talk about all the time something wasn't fair for me. And if I got to call somebody and complain about it not being fair, what do you think I got for that? He said, well, you didn't have to bring race into it. And I said, and you didn't have to cry on my phone. But here we are. Neither one of us is getting what we want today. Is there anything else I can do for you? And they called me and they said, well, first of all, thank you for getting them off the phone. That was the first thing. But I was like, oh, they're about to fire me. They did not. I got a raise.
Oh, yeah.
I did get a raise, but I think the person that heard it was in the same mindset I was, and they just like, you got to pass on this one. Don't do it again. I may have did it 7 or 8 more times.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do it back to back, but every now and then they would just tell.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I don't tolerate any sort of disrespect now, like, because I used to work for a company called Wegmans, like way back in the day. Way back in the day, but before COVID.
Love Wegmans.
And then I left Wegmans to come down here and like pursue comedy. So I left Wegmans. 6 months later, I was like, well, I'm not doing anything with the comedy thing, like I had been writing or whatever. And then one day I was in Rochester. I went to go see Sebastian Maniscalco, who's like my favorite.
Yes.
And Russell Peters at a couple venues that they were performing in. And then I stayed in Rochester for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm not leaving until I figure out what I'm going to do with comedy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, Austin or Houston. And then I chose Austin. And then, started working for HEB like a year and a half ago. I had a different job in between Wegmans and HEB, but customer service now versus who I was pre-COVID is like completely different. I don't put up with anybody's.
Those are two different people.
Yeah, I don't tolerate anything.
Oh, yeah.
So I had somebody on the phone the other day who most of the delivery drivers that work for Favor are Hispanic and primarily speak Spanish, right? And so this guy had an issue because his order didn't get delivered because there was just like a language barrier between the customer and, the Favor driver. And he's like, you guys got to hire more people that speak English. I have this problem every time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, most of our drivers do speak Spanish. So unfortunately, like, there's not something I can do about that, but like, we'll make sure you get your delivery no matter how it happens today. He was like, you guys just need people. You need to hire people that speak English. And I was like, well, don't bring like somebody's ethnicity into it. Like that's different. He was like, well, and then he said the wildest thing. He was like, I support immigrants. And I was like, I didn't ask for, right? Like I didn't, nobody cares. But I don't want to say I'm notorious, but it has happened within the last couple of months where if you're disrespectful enough, I'll hang up on you. Like I've got no problem just clicking the phone. You can call back and we can have another conversation because people get really disrespectful.
Super yeah. If
and you just left that
unchecked.
world.
Yeah, I just
Right.
left I worked at Whole Foods, and I would.
That's a different socioeconomic
I
base,
got
though.
really
Yeah.
creative with insulting customers. Like really creative.
They didn't even know they were getting insulted, and you're smiling the whole time.
Yeah. And just like little things would bug me, like I would say, "How you doing?" and they're like, I'm just looking,"
Yeah.
and I would be like,
Typical.
"And I'm just saying hello," like
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then no, I mean it would bug me, but I would. So what I did was like I had this rule. It's like don't take anything personally. And so when I did take something personally, I'm like, oh well, I'm breaking my own rule. So I should be more mad at myself for breaking the rule of taking something personally than I am about this guy being a douchebag.
Sometimes you can't help it, man.
Can't help it.
Yeah, you just gotta. You can't go through like I want to turn that button off. Like what's hard for me to do now, and I wish I could hire somebody to do it. Social media.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely 100% detest going on Facebook to make a post about a show coming up. And the reason I hate it is because every time I go on there and open up Facebook, the first post is something that's going to make me wish that this person was involved in a mass shooting. Every time I'm like, why can't this guy be the victim? Right? And then, so I've got to get that out my mind. And then I got to remember, I was coming here to post about a show.
Yeah.
But and then I want to text, but I can't get into this. This is rage bait.
Yeah.
I know this is rage bait. And I know Facebook is notorious for putting things they know who you are. They know what you don't agree with.
Yeah.
And they put that in your face to get you to stay on there and engage. And I'm like, no, I'm not playing this game with you. I refuse to engage in things. I will just go hide it or I'll unfollow them or quiet them. But I won't engage. I don't want to put a comment down there. Because the minute I put a comment, I know I'm about to get sucked into the worst conversation of my life.
Yeah.
So I get it, man. It's hard to get on there and be like, I'm going to break this rule. I shouldn't engage. But
Yeah.
Hiding stuff is the best tool. I've never heard anybody else talk about it. If I don't want to see it automatically, show me less. Whatever the 3 dots are, and you can mark what you want to do.
I've quieted so many people. And they think we're still friends. And I'm like, yeah, but you should be my friend. I'm dope. I'm doing dope shit.
Yeah.
I'm traveling the country making people feel good and laugh. You're a jerk working at a damn Quick Quack car wash in Amarillo, Texas,
Yeah.
being racist on Facebook. Shut up.
Yeah.
You should be more like me.
Yeah,
So, I
seriously.
get it. It sucks. Have you ever noticed this about Americans? I know you probably look at us and go, y'all are weird.
I would say like you're the biggest like cultural difference here are you're so much more social and like just talking to people everywhere and
Oh, yeah.
like when I walk on the street, not walk, but
Like, I get slapped that. Okay, yeah.
like on the streets and people like give you compliments and stuff.
Yeah.
And in Sweden, we don't do that.
Really?
No, like if someone gives you a compliment, they're either trying to fuck you or they're doing it like ironically.
Really?
So when I get
Oh,
a compliment here, I'm like, I'm not sure if I should thank you, fight you, or fuck you.
Right.
Why not all three? Let's go for the
Yeah.
trifecta. One of them's going to be right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
no,
also-
not that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, that one. Right.
That's also like Texas. That's the
Yeah,
down south
Texas
experience.
hospitality.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
from the East Coast, right? And so
Y'all are a different beast.
yeah, we're different. We don't say hi to each other.
No.
We don't compliment each other. We keep our head
The
down.
South
Don't
is
say
like
that.
anything.
The South is the friendliest.
Yeah.
Like people could hate your whole race and they'll still be like, how you doing?
Yeah.
And make eye contact
Yeah.
with you and acknowledge you as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, man.
And
I like
but you
that.
see on his car, he said, I hate black people. Right there's a person on his car that said that, but
He'll
it's
still say
howdy.
howdy.
And I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to California and I remember I do the black guy thing. Anytime I see another black guy, I go,
Hey.
I gotta give you the nod, right?
Yes.
So I saw a black guy and I did the upward nod.
Uh-huh.
And he went, do I know you? And I went, no. Why'd you do that? And I said, you're a man. I'm a man. You're black. I'm black. So if I make eye contact with you, I'm supposed to acknowledge you.
Oh.
And he goes, where are you from, Mayberry? And I say,
Mayberry.
it's weird that you know Andy Griffith, but not the Nod. What is happening right now? So then he made me come with me. And then he introduced me to his boys. Listen to this dude's accent. And I was like, why is this happening? This is why racism exists. I don't even like these black people anymore. Why are you singling me out? My own people? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're not close enough for a head nod, you can like almost feel their eyes digging into your shoulders or something.
Philly.
You know?
Every black dude I know from Philly, if they don't know you, it's that. Why are you staring into my soul, bro? What did I do? Those dudes scare me. Philly and Baltimore.
Oh, really?
Brothers from those two places.
Okay.
I got to know you, or you don't even get the nod. You'll get one of these.
Yeah.
I just, that thing. You get the downward nod, not the upward nod. Upward nod is like, my brother. Downward nod is, please don't shoot me.
Yeah.
You learn something. Jimmy, get your downward nod on. You get it.
Well, that's fucking insane to me here. You guys got fucking guns everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was walking down the street and saw, like, just a random old man. He looked like, regular old guy. And then looked down, 2 machetes and a hunting rifle.
God damn.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Just,
That messed up my boy Hayden when he came here from Australia. We do have a proliferation of guns in America.
yeah. And it's fucking insane to me. Like, fucking random homeless guy can have a gun on him.
Oh, you want to hear something crazy? There are less guns now than there used to be. And the reason I say that is when I was growing up and going to high school, before the first school shooting, we could bring a gun to school in our pickup truck and have it on the rack because we went hunting that morning before school.
Oh, my God.
So if you went deer hunting that morning and then drove to school from hunting, you could keep your gun
Bring your gun.
on your rack in your truck. And so, but then the first school shooting happened in Arkansas, and I remember that the next semester, none of us could bring. You have to no guns at school.
But that's such an American thing that you just said.
Yeah,
the first school shooting.
That's how old I am,
the
bro.
First, like,
the first. There's been several. I'm sure y'all
heard. I know.
Yeah.
In Sweden, we have like the school shooting.
Yeah, you had the one where it happened out at that camp on the island thing. Was that y'all?
That's Norway. That
was Norway. Which one was it?
Norway, yeah.
Okay, I remember seeing that one and going, "What? That's crazy."
Yeah,
y'all had the one, and that was it. You're
basically, yeah. Like the greatest one in Sweden was not even a school shooting. It was a guy dressed as Darth Vader going around the school with a sword.
Oh.
So that's our version of school shooters.
Okay.
So dude dressed as Darth Vader, went around the school with a sword.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
think
bad.
he cut down 5 people or something.
Yeah, we call that a cosplayer. And we
Yeah.
have whole conventions for those people. It's called anime conventions. You had that happen at a school. We're like, what?
It's also much more manly. Like, I love that so much more than guns. Just somebody coming in with a fucking sword.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I'm
that
here to
upset. If I was
slay.
stabbed by
that's
Darth
cooler,
Vader,
yeah.
that's not bad. That's not a bad way to go.
Dude, that's what
It's
the story.
a pretty
If it happened here right now in Austin, most of us wouldn't even flinch. We'd be, what's going on with him? And then because we know somebody's got a gun, they're going to shoot him if he gets out of line.
Yeah.
We're not worried.
Yeah, and no Star Wars character. No.
Yeah. You better not come up with that Star Trek. That's just gay and wrong. Star Wars will let you slide. You better not come up with no Star Trek shit in the sword. That don't work. Not in America.
ARD2.
Well, you are on fire today, bro. You were killing me today. Yeah, no, that is weird, man. But every time I meet somebody that comes to America from another country, that I think the gun thing is always in their top 3 things that they hear. That's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
So no one owns a gun.
I mean, hunting rifles. But like, not a fucking machine gun.
Yeah, that's wild.
And like, I don't go around with my protection bazooka. Like,
yeah.
Like, I get like hunting rifles because you use it for something like that, but the whole like protection weapon stuff, to me, it doesn't make sense.
No,
like,
it's all bullshit.
I get the thought of it, but it's like
it doesn't keep you safer.
No, like because it also means the fucking crazy guys have guns.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get a gun in Sweden, like the autistic guy in school.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna get a gun. That's why he uses a sword, you know?
Yeah.
All right, you got a point, man. Yeah, here, dude, it's
It's just way too easy.
you go to Walmart right now.
Yeah,
I could take
exactly.
you to Walmart and we could go find
Yeah, I fucking saw like
30
Yeah.
ounce six
gun
at least.
section at Walmart.
That Walmart, that
Yeah.
blows everybody's mind whenever.
Fucking
Yeah.
insane.
I don't know, because I had a bunch of buddies
Yes.
when I was in the military that were, I'd have met when I was in Singapore and in the different countries. And we stayed in touch. And anytime they come to visit America, that gun thing gets them every time. And it's just like, they'll be like, y'all just have them. Like, you have whole stores that are just gun stores. I said, yeah, every country has a gun store. They said, yeah, but y'all have them on every block. I said, that's a Texas thing only. That's Texas.
Yeah.
So there are more gun stores than there are certain sects of churches in Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a Texas thing only.
For me, the whole thing is just a Texas thing. Like, the amount of guns that I see, like, this is my first time in my life being around this many. My family, or at least my dad, was in the military, so I grew up around firearms, and there was awareness that they were in the home and that they were in safes in my parents' bedroom. But the open carry, whatever, like, just the freaking
My mom wanted to do that.
gun-ho attitude down here, no pun intended.
My mom is 70 and she wanted to get her concealed carry. And that was the scariest time of my life, was my mom trying to get her concealed carry.
Oh my god.
Because she's 70.
Oh my
Okay, if I'm
God.
54, she's got to be 72, 73 maybe.
Okay. Well, you start to feel like you need it.
What she said, here was the thing. She went to shoot and she brought home her target. And it was the first time she went and shot. And I remember looking at the target and there was a hole in this side of the neck, one in the dick, and then the rest were all center mass.
Oh my God.
And I asked the question to say, what was the first bullet? She went the one to the neck, and the second one, the dick, and then the rest were all center mass. Yes. Can you explain why you shot it like this? And she said, well, you're always on tour. Your brother's in music and he's touring a lot. So I'm here in the house a lot. And I figure if somebody broke in to rape me, if I shoot you in the neck in your carotid artery, you're going to drop whatever you're holding and try to grab your neck to stop the bleeding. If I shoot you in the dick, you can't rape me if you do stop the bleeding. I said, well, then, why were the rest all center mass? Say, if he can survive those first two shots, he's going to get to find out if God is real because I'm sending him to meet him. And that
Holy
was her
shit.
reasoning for shooting
Well,
like
That's your
that.
mom?
That's my 72-year-old mother that
Your
said
mom
that.
is
Oh, she's
fucking
badass.
cheap.
Bro, I want y'all to know, I did not get this sense of humor
Damn.
because I wanted to be funny. I'm trying to survive this old black lady.
Yeah, dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Too
she-
many men by 50 Cent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's sending them. She is 50 Cent's top. Okay, but that was her thinking, and all my aunts were like that. So I grew up around strong black women, but they all had guns. We hunted.
Okay.
I own several guns. This is the Christmas where I'm thinking all my daughters are getting a gun from me.
Oh,
I want every one of them to have a 9mm. Now, Whitney's married, and her man has enough guns so he can get her one. But all the ones that aren't married, I want them all to get 9s and to take at least be able to handle the gun, take a gun safety course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just, because, dude, the world ain't getting calmer. It gets weirder every year.
Yeah. It's not getting safer. This girl I was hanging out with a couple nights ago told me she had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't feel comfortable around guns
Mm-hmm.
because
To me, it's just too easy.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's
way
just
too easy.
So easy to just take someone's life.
Yeah, for me, I'm thinking I'm gonna blow my brains out because I always think,
Yeah.
I get suicidal and stuff.
That's
and
why I had to
like,
get rid of my first one.
and I just can't have a gun. I just can't have. So like, she's like, I have a gun, and I'm like, do you feel safer with it? And I get it. I'm not in upstate New York anymore. Like it's, and also I'm not in 2014 anymore.
Yeah.
It's scary what's happening to this country. I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
ignoring it, but it's like
Scary.
countries don't stay superpowers. They collapse eventually, and when they do collapse, it's crazy.
And we're watching it happen on TikTok.
It's happening now. I mean, it looks like it's the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I get having a gun, and but
we have way more guns in this country than I'm not going to say than we need, but also I do know right now I could order a flamethrower that I played with one time. One of my buddy owns this flamethrower, and he got it on Amazon, and I can go get that flamethrower for like $280.
it's not bad.
It is so badass, and it throws like it runs on unleaded, so it's like I almost bought one, but I also bought almost. That's what I do with my money when I'm not buying video games and building computers. I will be like, I need that riot shotgun. I don't know what I think's going to happen at my house, but that riot shotgun will fix whatever it is. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm the wrong person to talk the gun at. I think there's a problem, yet I keep buying them.
No, I get it.
I mean, they're fucking fun. Like, I tried shooting.
Yes.
It's fun as fuck to shoot, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think we should have them like at home like that, because I don't know. If I were like to actually shoot someone and kill someone, I don't know if I could live with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that on my conscience. Like, even fucking like, I don't even get like fighting like with your bare hands, because even fighting with your bare hand in the streets, if you knock someone out and they fall and hit your head on a curb,
You can kill
they're
them.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like with the gun, it's so much
See,
easier.
they say that in the military that during World War II that there was a situation where a lot of the soldiers were shooting over people's heads because they didn't want to shoot them directly. But even when I was in the military, you went into it fully knowing that. I was in a situation. I've been in combat action and I got a combat action pin, and it was one of those situations where you kind of know that what I'm about to do next is going to end everybody in that PT boat's life. Yeah. I'm about to turn them into a pink mist.
Oh,
but because I was working as an operations specialist and I'm tracking this boat that's shooting at us, so I'm calling out coordinates. I'm tracking their speed, and I know there's this 50 caliber machine called the Sea Whiz. It looks like R2D2, and it makes this sound that goes, and when it does that, it just sent 1,000 rounds of 50 caliber bullets at that thing. So it turned this thing into a pink cloud. Now I know what's about to happen. I don't want to call these coordinates out, but you're shooting at us, and I want to go back home to my mom.
Yeah,
because I have Call of Duty reserve. I got to get back to my game. I put a reserve on it before I left. So it's like, and I heard the sound, and then I'm looking at the radar, and my guy tells me, target eliminated. And I know what I just did. I know what I and they put you, then they think, but you don't have PTSD from that. That's what they told me. You don't, there was no PTSD thing when I came out. There was just like, I remember my chief telling me, you'll get over it. I'll get over it. That was really what I did. I just, okay. Well, I get to go home, so I guess I had to do that in order to go home. Yeah, but that's the thing. I get what you're saying, because there are dudes right now in our military. There's a reason there's so many of them either don't get treatment or end up, taking themselves off the board, because that is something that a lot of young men who play Call of Duty, it's a different thing when you die in the game and I can just reset. It's another thing when you and that person does not get up again. That person don't go home that night. You know that you were the one holding that trigger that did that to them. That's a different life, and nobody talks about that. Yeah. Even our movies are violent in this country. John Wick is amazing.
Fucking John Wick.
It's
fucking
amazing.
Chihuahua or something, and he kills like 200 random people.
Yeah, dude, that stuff's amazing. We idolize John Wick, but at the end of the day, I like the thing where somebody did the kill count for one of the movies, and it was some 200 on-screen deaths, and I was like, there was no way he killed 200 people. So I went back and watched the movie. I got to 98, and I went, you know what? I don't know why I like this movie as much as I do. This is hyper violent. How did I get to? I was counting 98, and we still had an hour to go.
Oh,
yeah, we love violence in this country.
I think that's really like an American thing also, to like glorify the violence in that way, because as you said, like 200 kill count.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of those 200 were bad people.
Yeah, one of those dudes just needed a job to support his
Yeah.
wife and kids, man.
Yeah.
But I had to work for this mafia family to feed my kid and send him to college.
And now some
Brr.
fucking
He's
John
gone.
Wick kills you because someone hurt his dog. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, dude.
Therapy would have been so much cheaper, but also that would have been a 15-minute movie. Just John Wick talking about, well, how do you feel, John? Credits are rolling.
I miss my dog.
Yeah, buys a new dog and it's all good.
I'm on the fence between whether or not like I want a firearm. I thought when I moved here that I did want one because it seemed like there was a lot of shootings on 6th Street when I first got to Austin, and I was like, do I got to keep something on me? Because, like,
Yeah.
a knife ain't gonna,
2021,
cut it.
right after the pandemic, boy,
Yeah.
6th Street was,
But
there
I
was a
don't,
shooting every other month.
Really?
I don't feel comfortable. Like, I don't feel comfortable around firearms. I don't think I would buy one. Similar to.
I would tell you right now, if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't bring one in your house.
Oh,
Because then
nah.
what's going to end up happening is the person, you won't be able to bring yourself to use it when it's time to.
Yeah.
What you need, and this is my favorite thing to say, go get yourself a good butcher knife.
Oh, that I've got taken care of.
Keep that
Yeah.
into your pillow in your bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
So when somebody comes in there with ill intent, you may not could shoot a person.
That's what my foster mother used
You
to
could
do.
stab a motherfucker.
No,
can stab a motherfucker.
my foster mother, so when I got adopted, I was during foster care. I only had two foster families, but they were the same foster family.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like Black and Caribbean, and my foster mother would keep a butcher knife taped like next to her bed in case anything went down.
Yeah, when it goes down and you come in that room, like if you come in my room at the wrong time, sorry,
Yeah.
Gensu time,
good.
baby. We got to go.
Yeah.
But I also have a shotgun. I have a 9mm. I have a 40. I have,
Dang.
like, if you come, here's my thing. I don't suggest anybody come to my house start no mess. Because I'm never going to leave my house to go start anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't come to my house to start something. Because if you come to my house or you're like, man, I married your daughter and your daughter's going to go where I tell her to go. No, bro, I'm about to air condition your whole chest plate. You better go back to your mama while you can still walk away from this front door. Don't come over here with that. Because you come over here with that, I'm old, bro. I'm 54. That's like 80 in white guy years. I
Yeah.
can shoot a fool and go and do my time.
Yeah.
I'm dead already.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
you need a knife.
Yeah, I need a
Knife
yeah.
up.
No, I've got a good butcher knife. I got
Yeah.
a couple of pocket knives.
Oh, good.
Jimmy, the
Sweden.
Sweden,
Sweden
Swedish,
pocket knife.
Swedish
Swedish
knife.
We don't got no Swiss Army knife. That's what he said. You better not be Swiss.
So you said you'd never keep a gun like in your home. This girl, is she like? Is it like a thing? Like, are you guys?
She just
like,
owns a. It's not really a thing. It's we just been we kind of like each other.
Okay.
But we've been hooking up and it's been crazy.
Okay.
Weird. Anyway. She has she's told me she's like they them and all. She's non-bi. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, non-binary.
She's non-binary and she's pro. All the
Every letter of the alphabet.
yeah, all that, and I love that.
Pro NRA, pro LGBT, all the things.
She has a gun, and it's like, it's just I would never own a gun because I'm my own worst enemy. So
Yeah.
if that gun's going off, the odds are.
Well,
it's
you and I
gonna-
talked about the
yeah.
story when I was 27 and I put the gun in my mouth
Yeah.
at my house, and that was what made me get rid of a gun. And even then, I didn't go to therapy. I just I probably should get rid of the gun. I'd do anything to not go to therapy, so I got rid of the gun. But now that I've done therapy, I've collected way more guns than I probably should have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I need all, but you know what? What's funny is one time when I was really crashing out, my mom and brother talked about it, and they know where all the guns that I own are. They were going to take all of them and just hold on. We're just holding on to them till you quit crashing out. And I was like, oh, the fact that they have a crash out plan for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was, oh yeah, okay, I'm probably crashing out way too hard.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's enough that they were going to come take the guns, I'm crashing out way too hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I had an ex-girlfriend who said she was gonna buy a gun, and I was like, I need to move out of the state because like I've dated some girls that have been like violent, and like to think of them having a gun, it's like scary.
Oh yeah. No.
And I've watched a lot of like I watch these interrogation videos on YouTube. Mostly murder, and mostly it's spouses, you know.
Yeah, don't watch that Dateline NBC.
And
Jimmy.
so I'm
have you
thinking
scared.
like, I mean, I can sometimes get on people's nerves, and I don't want them to think I could shoot, you know, I could shoot this motherfucker right now.
Yeah. I know I've dated women that I've thought that.
Yeah.
I know I've dated a woman that thought probably I should just shoot him and put me out of my misery.
I've seen the look in their eye where it's like, I just want you to die.
I did break up with one girl one time. This is the one crazy white girl story I had. We broke up at my house. She was at the front door, and I was kind of standing, you know, right here. So I'm trying to get her to leave. And there was a kitchen to our left. My dining room and kitchen were right there off the front door. And so we're talking about breaking up. And I remember I can't do this anymore. And the words came out of my mouth. She said, what does that even mean? I said, I think you know what it means. Let's just end it now. And she looks at me. I look at her. She looks to the side. I look to the side. She's looking at this knife rack I had. I have a nice butcher knife rack. And she looked back at me, and I looked at her, and I went, I suggest you don't go for that. I think it's time for you to go. And she left. But the fact that she looked at it first and then looked back at me, I was like, man, I'm going to have to kill this girl. And I can't kill a white girl. I'm a black dude in the South. I can't kill a white girl. Even in self-defense.
Maybe another race, but not a white
I could have killed another black woman. I could have killed a Mexican girl, but I can't kill a white, not no pretty white girl in my house. You know?
An ugly white girl, maybe.
I said, this little white girl went to go get a knife. I have to kill her. They said, you could have just knocked her out and let her live. You know that's what they would have said. Then I'd been in prison for 5 years. But she was to close out. She was the reason I said, I'm taking a break from white women for a while.
Smart.
Yeah, I did. I didn't stay gone. I'm not that smart. I had more kids out there.
I've never had that sort of violent feeling against a man before.
You're a good person.
I've had some pretty fucked up male experiences, but I've never felt like violent toward a man.
That was the one I thought we were cool. But when she looked at that, it was just the fact that I said, I think you know what this means. You need to leave. And she looked like this. And then I looked to see what she was looking at. And that knife, that block was right there. Mm-hmm. And I said, I suggest you don't do that. Mm-hmm. It's time for you to go.
Unless you're about to julienne a carrot, I suggest you leave.
If you're looking at me and you're thinking you're about to take me out, we're about to have a long night. It's not going to end well for you.
And by we, I mean me.
Because I'm going to have to explain why I killed you in my house.
Speaking of love, are you in a relationship?
No, I'm single now.
Hell yeah.
I'm dating around. Dating here in America is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys complicate things so much.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I had this other girl I was going on a date with, and she told me, just so you know, I'm in a non-monogamous relationship with a non-monogamous polyamorous relationship with a guy.
Yeah. In Sweden, they call them whores, right?
Yeah. I mean, an apple is an apple, a pig is a pig, and you're a whore.
Yeah. And we just lost all our poly followers right there with that line.
So it's way different, more complicated, you think?
Yeah, like I would say it's more complicated, more like no one wants there's so much more labels and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We just fucking in Sweden we just date, and then if it works out, it works out. We don't have like, oh no, we're friends with benefits, or I don't want a committed relationship right now. I'm trying to explore myself, and fucking. If I like you, I like you. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
I miss that.
I like that.
I miss that. That was what it was like in the 90s. Y'all, look, I think technology ruined it for y'all.
Yeah.
Because, man, the app, I've never put a profile in a dating app, but I want you to know, y'all moms had to swipe right on me to my face in the club. Okay, if I would have, hey, you want to dance? No, thank you. She had to move me physically out of her
done
way.
with
So
you.
funny.
I got swiped to my face, and that built character. Y'all on apps like fat and ugly. Nope. Yeah, I had the courage to go up to her. But I also think it's also like a lot of my guy friends have a hard time talking to women these days.
Yeah.
And they're just
I know
like,
so many guys.
how can you not talk to her? What about this? What about this? And they'll tell me a whole lifetime that they lived in 5 seconds. Then I'm like, bro, none of that happened. You just got to go talk to her and find out that
Yeah.
that
You
can
just gotta
happen.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
they won't
not
do it.
easy. Yeah.
What do you think the issue is with men not wanting to take that first step and approach a woman?
Dude, I'll be honest with you. The line that we used to hear was when I was growing up was, hey, the worst thing she can say is no. Truly. That was it. All she gonna tell me is no.
Now it's
But
me
now
too.
it's like, man, she gonna make a TikTok about why she told you
Yeah.
no, and then she gonna flame you, and then you in the group chat, and now your whole profile on Instagram's in the group chat.
Man.
Y'all go through a whole lot more than I did,
Sure.
and I'm probably in some group chats. There are some women that are talking about me today, but you know the stories they telling. Obviously must not be bad because all those girls I broke up with, their friends are now in my DMs.
Pretty good.
Like, I don't want that old man. Let me have some of his issues. You don't want him. Trust me, you don't. I'm
damn.
medicated.
God damn.
Leave me be, lady.
For me, it's like dating apps are just, I guess the fear of rejection. I think that's the toughest part is the fear of going up to someone and saying, hey, would you like to get coffee? And then
Our whole business is rejection.
I
That is
know.
all I accept nowadays is somebody who can come up to me in person
Yeah.
and ask me out on a date or express how they feel toward me. I don't do the apps. I don't do anything as far as technology goes with dating. Like, you have to come up to me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had 2 meet cutes, man,
Yeah.
that were like even shocked me. One was in a Starbucks. One was at a 7-Eleven gas station in Round Rock.
Oh,
I
dang.
mean, it's pretty ass.
Not the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, man. Her and I were filling up, and we saw each other in the store, and we were next
Filling
to
up
each other
what?
at the pumps. Well,
Filling up
we'll
what?
find out next weekend when I take her out.
Gotta-
But yeah, she gave me her business card. She's a
Yeah.
real estate agent. She moved here. She's in the comedy. And I was like,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is not happening.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
That's awesome.
But I can't do the apps, dude.
I do the apps. For me, actually, the apps are better because in real life, like this in the club or anything, I never know if they like, are you into me or are you like being nice because of this?
Yeah.
And it might sound weird, like you guys, but it's really, I cannot tell if you're like, oh, you're so funny, or like,
Right.
are you doing it because you think I'm retarded?
Right.
Or because you're actually into me? When I
Yeah.
do the apps, instead I can talk to them first and then
Right.
they see I'm
I bet
being
you're a
weird,
hell of a
but
conversationalist
Right.
on the apps, dude.
And you can get a
Dude,
feel. You can get a feel for
fucking-
where they're at.
Yeah, I know you're
You
killing
get
this
that.
conversation
You get
game on
that.
apps, man. Just because you said it. Because most conversations I be seeing on my homegirl's app when she be showing, look at this fool, what he said, I'll be like, oh, that's not a good conversation.
Gosh, yeah.
You can't, there's a difference though. Being a great texter
yeah, it's
and
really,
having a great,
yeah.
that's a good sign that,
helps,
this is going to be
yeah.
somebody that's going to be fun to talk to when he's not limited to just having to type this out.
And you can get a good feel pretty quick, like if you are into someone just by texting
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
You don't know, but you're like, okay, this person seems kind of grounded, and then you can. So I like it, but the problem with me is I'm addicted to them. So it's
Yeah.
either all or nothing. So I'm like, I start with like just whatever, but then it's like it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm fucking swiping and swiping and just swiping on the girls that are active, like because it says active or not, and so I use
I
it.
didn't know that was a thing. It shows that.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. And so I really have to get off the apps because it can be extremely unhealthy.
Yeah,
for
no.
me. But having said that, what's your opening line? What do you say? Do you just say hey?
No, man.
What do you?
That
what do
don't
you go
work.
with?
Hey, bro, that's what we say to each other. That better not work on no woman. You mean I've been wasting that on you, Jimmy? Say, hey, bro.
That's what I just say hey.
Well, Jimmy, I
usually-
guess we're dating, bro. Let's have our text message. Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
hey,
trying
dog.
to fuck. What do you say?
Usually I have one, like I try to find something in common that's like doesn't really matter at all. Like I don't know, she has earrings too. I'm like, oh wow, you also have earrings. Now that we have so much in common, should we just get married right away?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah.
It works
Okay,
pretty
first of all, I'm
Yeah.
gonna want to hear what the rest of that's gonna be. As soon as you hit me with that line, I'm like, okay, let's see what this goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it usually works.
Yeah.
Then I share them up, and then I fall in love, and then I fuck them, and then I dump them.
See,
Yeah.
the worst line I ever did to a girl was she said something crazy to me on our first date, and I told her, hey, you know this is going to look real bad when we married, and I bring this back up because you're going to
Right.
feel real bad about saying that to me.
Yeah.
And I did end up marrying her. She was my second wife.
There we go.
Wow.
And I was
There
like,
it is.
that line worked too good. So I've never used it again. I was like, well, that line's deadly. We got to bury that
Oh
one.
my gosh.
So,
Yeah.
Jemischa, do you ever approach men?
Do I ever approach men? I don't know.
Yeah.
Normally, I like a man who approaches me. Generally, the men that I like, if I have a thought like, oh, I would be interested in him, generally they will at some point in time end up approaching me. I really like to, I don't want to say experiment, but like I have to like know you.
Yeah.
That's the other issue I think I have with dating apps is just because like I don't know the person.
Right.
And I have to like, if I'm going to date you, I'm going to have to like know you, or we have to be friends on some level.
Right.
And it's like, I think it's going to probably take me forever to, start, I think, dating again and doing that sort of thing because I'm very set on, like, it's got to be an in-person interaction.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, who was it? Oh my God. It was Sam Lopez, and she was with Hassan. This was like 2 weeks ago. And because my options are like, I do comedy and I work, and there's
Right.
I don't really do anything outside of that. So there's not a whole lot of opportunity for me to find a man who isn't within my workplace or within the comedy scene. And Sam was like, I've got a really personal question for you. And I'm like, okay, what is that? We're like sitting in Mitzi's. She's like, we were talking about it the other day, and we were trying to think of a female who's never had sex with a male comedian. And the only name we could come up with was Jemischa. And she was like, so, have you ever had sex with a male comedian? And I was like, no, I have not. It's been 3 years, and I have not. But this is like the pool of people that are available at the same time, and it's really hard not to experiment in this pool.
Yeah, look, I've done well to not swim in this pool, but it is.
I'm about to take a fucking dive.
Girl, look.
I am
Yeah.
so
I bought
close.
goggles.
Wow.
I bought goggles. I'm about to get in the
Get
water
me
with
some floaties because we're about to.
Yeah.
We're on the same swim team. I was like, because I tell you, I won't date.
Oh, yeah.
I won't date a comic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I said I bring enough issues into the relationship.
Sure. Mhm.
And these are already my friends. I
Yeah.
know where the bones are buried. I know their exes. I know the horror stories.
Yeah.
Why would I date this crazy,
Yes.
insane person that's
Yeah.
my best friend? I don't
Yeah.
want to do that with. But yeah, Austin is also in those towns too. It's a big city, but
Yep.
it's a small big city.
It is. Mhm.
I don't know how many times I run into somebody and they'll be like, "Oh, are you so and so?" And I'll be, "How do you know that?"
Yeah.
And they'll be, "Well, you know blah blah's name," and I'll be like, "How do you know blah blah?"
Yeah.
I don't like that. I
Yep.
don't like I like to keep my business,
Uh-huh.
okay? So I don't want to hear that she knows a connection to someone who I was seeing secretly outside
Oh,
in the
yeah.
real world, because
Yeah.
that starts coming back and you start realizing, yeah, she might have been in Georgetown, she might have been in Hutto, she might have been in Buda. This town, information gets around,
Yep.
bruh. It's
Yeah.
not that, it don't feel that big once that happens to
Don't-
you.
Yep. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're thinking about something. That was a
I
yeah.
feel-
That's like, I know what he means.
I'm
yeah.
not as
Yeah.
like against dating a comic as I was when I first moved here. Because again, like this is, there's got to be 300 to 400 of us here, and there are a lot of like male comedians who are absolute pieces of trash. But there are a select few who I'm good friends with, where it's like, oh, you know, they're like
Good
actually
people.
good humans, good
Yeah.
people, and you know, great comics, and so I wouldn't be totally against it, but I don't know. It's been 5 years since I've done any sort of dating or, you know.
5 years?
Yeah, it's been, well, you know, there's been some interactions, you know, here and there in between that 5 years. And I was working on getting somebody over the last few months. But I think it's
You're ready to get back
comedy.
in.
Yeah.
Dude,
Give me
more
the
power to
snorkel.
you, man. I don't know if I can do it in our circle. I'm still off on that one.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
I see so many horror stories.
Yeah.
And then here's
So
the thing.
many.
And it's always weird when two comedians date, and I like both comedians.
Mm-hmm.
There's a weird thing that they never know until it happens, but we're all at the show waiting to hear who's going to have the best breakup joke.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
we know one of you's going to have the best breakup joke.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a race. You're just sitting there like, wait, where'd they go? Where's she
Yeah.
at? Where's he? Oh, I got to go see their next 5 shows because one of them's going to drop the best breakup joke, and that's going to be the definitive joke for that relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that joke because I know I messed up.
See, that's the thing with me. Nobody knows anything about me.
That's
which is
why I
like
wanna
a
keep it that
good
way.
and a bad thing. But like if I'm dating somebody, if I'm seeing somebody, that shit's so far under wraps that like you'll never get that information.
You know who's
unless
like that? Lando Shepard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lando
That-
dates, and you
yeah.
never know who Lando's dating. And
Nothing.
he's my hero. He keeps his personal life personal.
Yes.
Love it.
I love that shit. But I'd be I'm in this world, and then in the anime world, I'd be rocking with too many weird people. So I know my shit gonna get leaked. I'm gonna be on TMZ, and they're gonna be, who is this dude? I thought the dude from the Fresh Prince was dead. I didn't even know the dad from the Fresh Prince was still out here chasing ladies. And I'm gonna be
Yeah,
so
dude.
mad when it happens. I'm gonna
It's
get
not
leaked.
good.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get leaked. That's why I'm
With
staying
the
out.
dating apps, I have a fucking picture of me on stage because
Oh.
I look good in it. So I
Okay.
want to, you know.
I think I know which picture you're not. I was like, Kimmy, you do have 5 good stage pictures where I was like, oh, this one
5,
look good.
okay.
He got 5
Okay.
pictures that are really good. I'm gonna show them
Well,
to
it's
you
the
on his
only time
Instagram.
I'm like have like a real smile on.
He does, man.
Uh,
There's really good looking pictures where he's on stage.
Oh.
And but then you know, so now it's connected, and which is, and I try to keep, you know, I try not to talk about it, but I have a fucking picture, so I have to
yeah,
like, bring it
that's
up.
hard.
But also like I'm using kind of I don't know.
I would use my
But
headshot
I'll
if I
tell
had
you
to do
what,
it.
I've been dating
Yeah.
all these. I've been dating non-comics,
Yes.
going on dates with non-comics, and it's great because like if it doesn't work out, I don't have to see them, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
not
they
in the
go
circle.
other- Yeah, and now it's, you know,
It's like, it's weird. I don't know if y'all have ever done it. When I was young, I fucked a coworker. And it's
Oh,
not.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
fucking a coworker
Not-
sucks, especially
yeah.
in the tech industry, because you think comedy's a small community?
Yeah.
Fucking
Tech
the
is
tech
small,
industry.
Uh-huh.
Because, yeah, somebody at Electronic Arts knows somebody at Activision, knows somebody at Blizzard. It's such a small community.
yeah.
So once you bone somebody in one of those communities, you know who they bone, you know their ex, you know their
Yeah.
ex's new girlfriend or boyfriend, you know everything. And you're just like, oh, this is weird. I don't want to. I don't want y'all to know. Like, I don't want everybody to go, "Oh, you're next." I don't want that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, that's bad. Would you ever date a comic?
I mean, the scene in Sweden is kind of different. So,
What is the scene like there?
I mean, it's good, but it's like way smaller.
Yeah.
And the comics in Sweden are not homeless. So,
Oh right, yeah.
That is different. That's way different than Texas right now.
yeah, like fucking half the people here are homeless, basically.
It's wild.
You've never. So there are no car comics in Sweden. Is what nobody's living out of their car in Sweden trying to make it.
No, like living out a car in like Sweden, it's only like real homeless people that does that.
Yeah.
And like we barely have homeless anymore in Sweden. It's fucking weird. I don't know how it happened really, but after COVID,
yeah.
the homeless never showed up again. Like I don't know if they fucking.
All I'm hearing in this conversation is I
man.
got to get my passport and move to Sweden and jump in your comedy scene. That's all I've heard.
Yeah, but
Wow.
it's so it's weird. Like we used to have like beggars on the streets.
Yeah.
They all got wiped out.
They're gone.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
But like our homeless were nothing compared to your homeless.
Oh yeah, we got
Like,
homeless.
Yeah, you got fucking homeless with katanas.
Yeah,
You
and-
got like when I look into the eyes of like a lot of homeless on the 6th Street,
it's sad.
there's nothing in there.
Yeah,
Like you could clearly see that they're like a 3-year-old in the head.
right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
there's
it's
so
different
much
here.
mental illness.
Yeah.
You know, there's mental, and then there's addiction issues, fentanyl, and it's
Yeah.
just there's no urgency to help these folks, and it's
No.
tragic. It really
it's fuck-
sucks.
Yeah, like in Sweden, those people, they would be in a home, like the people with mental illness. We have we have those kind of people, but they're drug free and in a home, and they go out to have the help they need.
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all have universal health care?
Yeah,
Oh, I wonder why.
we
Why
got that good
it seems
shit.
in every
yeah.
country where there's universal health care, those things are always addressed, aren't they?
Yeah, like
Okay.
we have like when I went to school and when I was like 15, we had this we called a doctor, because all he said was da.
Right.
But that guy, he's fine. Never used drugs, never on drugs. He just bicycles around everywhere in the town, and he's just a happy guy. Here, he would be on the streets, like probably on fentanyl, probably die before he's 30 years old or something.
But in your country, he just gets a bike and he's just chilling, living his best
and
life.
he has a home. He has people to take care of him when he needs. Like,
Oh, dude. Okay, I got a
'Cause he had
question. Would I be the
advocates.
only black guy in Sweden if I moved there in comedy? Is there? Because I don't want it to be just two of us.
One of my best comedy friends in Sweden
Is
is actually
Is he from there black, or did he move there like I'm about to move there black?
he's actually from Texas.
He
So,
saw a good deal. He sees it. He saw it too.
He sees the vision.
He beat you to it, man.
Yeah, he
Okay,
did. Because
got
I'm
it.
hearing everything.
Yeah.
You go over there first,
Yeah.
and then you let me know.
I'll call you.
Of the
You're like, "Oh, yeah, man,
crackers.
me and Victor hanging out, bro. Chill. I'm catching all the chicks he's rejected.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
So are you rejecting female comedians? Are you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Like, but also, I never like really tried to date comedians.
Okay.
I kind of want to have my comedy for itself and then dating life for itself. So
Don't bone who you work with, bro. Don't.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
exactly.
Don't. Look,
yeah,
and I'm gonna say this, and look, I think there's some amazing women in comedy in our town,
Yeah.
right? I will say this right now. I'm a super fan of Amy Shanker. I think Amy Shanker could convince me to be a slave. She could do
I'm
it. She
done
could
with
do
you.
it. I love Amy. She's amazing. She
Wow.
makes me laugh all the time. I think she's super pretty. She's a nice person. She's fun to talk to. Amy would be what I would date. And I'm still like, we're comedians. If Amy was an investment banker, I'd be married to that woman. But Amy's a comedian, and I'm like, no, ma'am. You're not going to hurt my heart and didn't have the best breakup joke. I refuse to give Amy that breakup joke. I have to be a fan from a distance.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. If
Fat
I
Vic
want
a clip
to,
of that. I wanted to see it.
if I want to date, yeah, I would have to. It's hard because, like I said, all I do is work in comedy. So work and more work, and then like I don't do anything outside of it.
Yeah,
So I would have
our
to-
work schedules
I've
are
gotta-
already jacked up for it half the
Yeah.
time.
Especially
Yeah.
in retail, it's like, I just have that and then I have this. And there's stuff that I like to do outside of comedy. It's just not stuff that I do. Like, I like to skate. I like to shoot pool. I like to do all sorts of shit where I could meet a random man. But, yeah, I don't know. It might be.
I get it.
Might be diving in. Who knows?
I don't look. We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
I'm a root for you.
Thanks.
Well,
Dude,
that's
you about
what
to
they
age
Not
your
say.
5 years. Sorry, you said 5 years. 5 years, not since I've dated, but since I've it's been 5 years since I've had sex. Like I'm very like, I'm not gonna do that unless like I'm in a relationship
Right.
with somebody. Like that's the point in life I'm at right now.
Right.
Because I'm just not gonna. You
One
ain't
night
gonna find
stands.
me with these fucking.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to be in a. that's my problem with a poly group. I know this poly couple,
You
and
know, my
they tried to invite me
you met
in.
my parents?
Oh, I don't know if they were. I'm not gonna say they were, but they tried to invite me in, and I was like, I just don't want to pass HPV amongst a group of people.
Oh, my
Yeah.
And that was how I got. They were like, "You're not cool." I said, "No, I also don't have HPV. Thank you. I just don't want to do."
Yeah.
My favorite, like Destiny Delane, she stays on poly people.
Oh.
She's always talking about poly people.
Okay.
She's always thought, "You're not poly. You just needed roommates in Austin." That's
Oh.
her favorite line. She's always- so I'm like, but every time you turn around, somebody in Austin's like, "I'm poly," and I'm like.
I'm a very
Roderick. How you doing?
monogamous person. I like one person at a time. My
Yeah.
parents were, oh my God. At one point in their marriage, at the very end of they decided they were gonna add a third in.
Oh wow.
My dad was already cheating on my mother with this third. My dad works for the NCIS, and so does this other woman. And one day my mom found out about it, and then a couple months later my mom decided that he was going to join them, or she was going to join them in their threesome, and then she moved in, and it was this whole thing.
Bruh.
And she's white, so like she was like a white mom that I hadn't met yet, and she was just going to move in. And
Bro, that's
Wow.
that's too much, man.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, and then she had to bring NCIS in it, so now I'm thinking about Gibbs.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm like, not Gibbs, not Gibbs living a life of sin.
every time I say that, they're like, the TV show? And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, the real live NCIS
Yeah.
with
Nah,
the
I know
actual firearms.
Yeah, those guys. I know who they are. I was in the Navy. I know who
Oh,
NCIS
yeah.
is.
Uh-huh.
That was more than a TV show. Those dudes were scary
Yeah.
Yeah.
and freaky. It sounds
Yeah.
like I was hanging with the wrong NCIS people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
my
think
dad is
so.
growing up. Boys were always scared of my father because he's like a mix of like Rogan and George Lopez
Oh,
together.
dear.
He's got like the body and the baldness of
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then he's like half Mexican, so you got to throw a little brown in there.
Yeah,
You
and the
got-
Mexican dads are not to be trifled with,
No,
bro. They are
not
wild.
at all.
That's a wild beast, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that ain't a Mexican dude can get mad when I say that because you know I'm telling the truth. I've married one of your women. You know, I've been to all the quinceañeras in here. So you know I'm telling the truth. Mexican
Oh, my
dads
God.
are a different beast, bro.
Was that your thing? Primarily Hispanic women?
No, man.
No?
I grew up in the South, so I always lived in the suburbs. So I had a plethora of white women around me.
Okay.
And so I was always like, these are my homegirls, you know, because even in the 80s, like 88, 89, dating a white girl was kind of, that black boy's dating a white girl. Even though I did go to prom with a white girl, and her and I are still good friends to this day. But it was really weird. But then when I got to California, when I got to Virginia Beach, I met the first Puerto Rican girl I'd ever met.
Okay.
And that was just like,
Spicy.
I was on that rug singing A Whole New World. I was Aladdin then. And then I got to California and I met a Mexican girl. And then I just sang that same song in Spanish. And I'm riding to flying through East LA like, this is amazing.
Oh my
Let's get some more of them
God.
quinceañera things. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a whole thing. But then like what was so weird, I was a grown man. I was an adult before I even got to date my first black girl. I was like, this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
and black girls back when I was growing up didn't dig me because I was like in the nerdy shit, like collecting comic books and action figures and shit. They still don't dig me now. I have to get a very special black woman that has to go, he's special. he's on somebody's spectrum. And I said, that is my cable company. And then they just let me be.
Oh my God.
But yeah, they get it. But it was definitely different. Even now, the women that are attracted to me now blow my mind because it's usually very conservative, MAGA supporting white women are like some of my biggest fans.
Yeah. It's
And I don't get that.
this almost similar for me, except with men.
With the men,
like I haven't dated a lot. I have dated black men, but I haven't dated a lot of them. It's primarily been Hispanic and white men. White men are the most interested in me.
Oh, yeah.
There's something about the afro that really,
Bro, look.
really gets them.
You say
like, you
all
gotta
the crazy
back off.
shit that they want to hear. I've seen you at shows. I've been at shows where we both been on the same bill, and I could be in the back and I'll watch the audience, and then there's always like 5 white guys looking at Jemischa like the guys in the cartoons, like eyelashes back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I win them over. It's magic. what I can do on a stage.
Aphrodisiac.
She's
Yeah.
wrapping around her finger doing this one. I got you, baby. She got him, bro.
Especially post like Kill Tony, because all those fans are like white, and then it's just like, so there's this plethora of white men that I could just fucking pick one.
Destroy.
I could tear
She
their
can
fucking
start her
souls.
own legion.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It wouldn't be a legion of skanks. It'd just be a legion of skinny
Yeah.
white.
But then I have a similar thing, not about like you have more physical challenges when it comes to dating. For me, it's always been the question of like some white men just have it on their bucket list to date a black woman or to kiss a black woman, and I've had those situations happen to me where they're just interested because of the color of my skin, but nothing beyond that. They're just trying to check a box off of their
I
list.
have a homegirl that
right?
says that she always gets mad. She's white and she's always like, I just think sometimes that some of these women are just fetishizing you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't mind if I'm being fetishized and there's sex being provided.
Yeah.
Now you're just cock blocking now. Get out the way and let me be this woman's fetish. And she's like, no, because you're going to fall for it and get hurt. So
Oh my God.
she's one of my best friends, but man, she's weird about that.
Yeah, I get the same question sometimes about the wheelchair. They're like, do you think girls have a fetish for you? I'm like, I don't know, but if they do, I'm fucking into it, man.
Let me have this one.
Yeah, man.
Well, have you met someone that said straight up, I have a wheelchair fetish? No.
But like, I date way out of my league.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
And like, I'm fucking surprised myself.
So you get a lot of pussy?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Jimmy, don't act like you can't, bro. Jimmy be trying to play with y'all. Jimmy ain't gonna get to play with y'all. Jimmy can pull, bro. Jimmy can pull.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not
mean,
like you, though.
Oh no, I think
I
he's
mean,
pulling
it's-
more than both of us. Everybody in this room, he's pulling way more than all of us. He's from Sweden, bro. I'm telling you.
bruh, man.
Look, I seen them white girls
But-
y'all got over there. They,
But I'm more into the not white girls. Yeah, my dating history is like 50 Shades of Brown.
Really?
Ooh.
all right.
Or
I think we're dating each other's groups.
Yeah, I think there's a little.
I thought there was a mix up in the filing of the paperwork. All the women I was supposed to be dating went to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'm going to take Victor's refuse. He don't want these. I'll date him.
As long as they're all being taken care of. You got the white women, you've got the black and
Yeah.
brown women, I've
Yeah.
got the white men. We just gotta make sure everybody's.
Yeah.
I don't know how comedy hadn't brought the world together because we out here fucking up
Seriously.
people to do it.
Yeah.
We doing what our part. Come on. Quit fighting against us. And I but dude, Jimmy, don't let Jimmy play with you. Jimmy,
Oh, I'm not gonna let Jimmy play.
Jimmy trying to play like
Oh my God.
I have several of my homegirls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My best friend
Yeah,
Jill
man.
loves Jimmy. She one time told give Jimmy a hug for me. I said, why don't you just bring your ass to Austin and hug your
Oh
damn
my
self?
God.
Yeah.
All
Jill.
hugs I give Jimmy are my hugs. Give me a hug. And it's from my homegirl that I want to nail.
Oh my God.
She's a Jimmy fan. I can't
Yeah.
stand it.
Well, yeah, I'm just a sexual magnet.
Oh,
You
yeah.
really are.
I don't know about that.
I need that on my phone. I just need that on my phone. Somebody clip that. I need that on my phone just as a gif I send to people just looking in the camera.
Careful, Jimmy.
I'm getting into a lot of trouble recently.
Oh, with women?
Yeah, just to going just getting way too, the thing is I sleep with girls and I get attached to them, and then so I'm like cutting things off with girls now because
You're trying to get away from that?
So this girl messaged me yesterday, a girl I've been seeing, and she goes, hey, I'm gonna be just like kind of MIA for a few days because I'm super busy and I have to work out myself and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I was like, I don't think I could deal with that. I can, you can't text me. I'm such a girl. Now, you're gonna fuck me and then just not call me?
I need to be emotionally supported during this hard time. What's going on?
Yeah, so I ended it, but then she called me sad, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's okay if someone needs space. I can be kind of intense.
See, I like that. Most dudes would not be that vulnerable and say that out loud, but I like that. But man, also I've been that guy too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I told you this. I'm practicing. You don't have 7 kids because you're good at celibacy. That's why I'm having to practice it now.
Yeah.
I'm having like, hey, I got to choose celibacy because one, I don't want another kid. I can just now afford a PS5. I don't want some kid to ruin that.
Oh, hell no.
I'm making PS5 money in college.
Yeah.
Can't have a kid ruin that now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. But man, also with you, all three of y'all, you're under those lights and y'all are on bigger stage. You've done Kill Tony. You're at Kill Tony 2. You've been down there. Have you done it yet? Why
No,
you been here?
not yet. But
Okay, so that's the thing that y'all play under these different lights in comedy, man, where you're on those stages, and
You signing up?
that's powerful,
yeah,
man.
I'm sorry.
It is.
What's the
yeah.
time, by the way?
You're signing up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's about time. We should probably wrap up.
Yeah, we really
because
should. Because
it's
this is the day.
5:15.
Okay,
Oh,
dude.
Crazy.
Okay,
Oh
tell
my
us where we
God.
can find
Time
Jemischa.
flew.
Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at _Jemischa, Jemischa. Also on YouTube, you can find me at Jemischa, the same name. There will be episode 2 of my podcast called Adapting Adopted coming out soon.
Dope.
Oh wow.
Victor, where can we find you, buddy?
you can find me on Instagram and Pornhub.
Wow.
I will be looking up 2 of those.
But he's only said 2.
I will be starting up my VPN and looking up 2 of those things tonight.
What category can
I didn't
we
know I
find
had
you
a fetish. I'm about to be like all the Victor's girlfriends. I'm the
Yeah.
one with the fetish, Victor. It's Vidar. Okay, where can they find you? What's the name on there?
It's Vidar _Lunde. So
Okay.
VIDAR _LUNDE.
E. Okay. Got it. All right,
Sweet.
and we'll put both of those. We'll put those on the bottom of the show. in the
Somewhere, yeah.
notes. Man, thank y'all both
Hell
for
yeah.
coming
Yeah,
out here.
thank you guys so
thank
much.
You for
You're-
having me.
Fucking
You were great.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you guys made it, and 2 very funny comics. Definitely check their social medias.
Follow them.
Check it
Ow.
out.
So funny. And then yeah, you can find me at Jimmy.Moynihan, or you can find our podcast on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. Just type in Creek TV and you can find us
Pain
there.
Management.
Pain Management
podcasts
Pod.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And we also, that's a page on Instagram, and you can find me at Coach Silky. And we're posting stuff all the time on every one of those, man. So come find us,
Awesome.
come hang out, ask us questions. Tell us who you want to see as a guest. That's my new favorite thing.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
people telling
yeah.
us who they want to see as guests, and then
Yeah.
I'm saying, I don't know that person. But I'll try. We'll see what happens.
You
Jimmy may
guys
know
have
him.
had the best.
Yeah.
Your guys' guests. I'm such a huge fan of this podcast already, and I think you guys have the best.
I appreciate you.
Guests. Like
Wow.
you
This
guys
is
do such
magic.
a good job.
This
Thank
is
you so
magic.
much.
I can't do this with anybody
Yeah,
else.
it's
This is
good.
my dog, man. So
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this was a great episode. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This is fantastic. And
was awesome.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
We do finger
I
guns.
can't do that.
I have